From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fairbanks Evening News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. A hearing on bringing F-35 fighters to Eielson Air Force Base was held at North Pole last night.
That's right, and reporter Ryan Grimes was there and filed this report.
A meet and greet at North Pole Middle School with residents and Air Force officials kicked off the testimonial process regarding local thoughts on the draft EIS statement.
We can let the Air Force know that we are a willing community, that we want to have the F-35s here. There are some hurdles and some obstacles to overcome, but I think that as a community, we're definitely eager to overcome those obstacles.
The Air Force has 45 days to gather comments from communities that would be affected by F-35s on Eielson. If the Higher Air Force Command decides on the alternative action outlined in the draft, there will be no F-35s basing at Eielson. Colonel Mike Winkler with the 354th Fighter Wing says adding the aircraft to the base would require more personnel, more equipment, and the construction of several new facilities.
$500 million worth of construction, and it's kind of phased in. You'll see a little bit of that construction happening in fiscal year 16, mostly for a new simulator building. Fiscal year 17, we really get into our heavy construction summer where we're building new hangars and a bunch of new buildings. So we'd like to get some heated hangars to put those jets in so that we can operate through the Arctic months. And then the rest of them are basically just new squadron buildings and other support buildings that are going to be required.
Only 11 individuals made official testimonies to the Air Force. Their overall message was in the affirmative to base the F-35s at Eielson. Only one protester bearing an anti-war sign was present.
What we have to remember locally, though, is the growth that will come into our area and what that means for our communities. The increase in population, the increase in projects, the increase in new dollars coming into our community, it's a darn good thing.
Tonight, the Air Force goes to Delta to see what residents there have to say.
We're probably going to be speaking a lot about sonic booms, probably a little bit more about access to moose hunting lands, which I think has been a big success story this fall, and hopefully we'll be able to continue to work with the local community to make sure we're not infringing on each other's use.
The final meeting is in Fairbanks tomorrow night at West Valley High School. It starts at 6 and goes until 9:30. This is Ryan Grimes reporting from the city of North Pole.
A Fairbanks woman accused of shooting at uniformed officers during a pursuit was arraigned this afternoon in Superior Court. 20-year-old Sarah Smoke was indicted by a grand jury on charges of felony assault and misconduct involving weapons. According to charging documents, Smoke was the passenger in a vehicle driven by 33-year-old Vincent Perdue that was involved in a pursuit and police shootout. The pursuit began as a routine traffic stop in South Fairbanks and ended at Dennis Road in Bradway, where Perdue was fatally shot by officers. Police say Perdue and Smoke were firing handguns at law enforcement vehicles, but her lawyer contends she did not fire and was an actual victim of the incident. A trial for her case is set for November.
A Delta Junction man has pleaded not guilty after allegedly beating his stepfather with a fire poker and later his cellmate with a tray. Aaron Lake was in Fairbanks Superior Court this afternoon facing felony assault charges stemming from earlier this month. According to court documents, Lake assaulted his stepfather during an argument. The fight escalated when Lake used a fireplace poker to hit him multiple times. Once in custody, troopers say he then beat his cellmate with a food tray, causing multiple injuries. A trial for his case was set for November. That trial will be held in Delta Junction.
Golden Valley Electric Association and local officials held a dedication ceremony yesterday acknowledging the restart of the Healy Unit 2 power plant. Healy Unit 2 will add 50 megawatts of coal-fired power into GVEA's grid. Golden Valley officials say since coal prices have proven to be significantly less volatile over time than oil or gas, Healy Unit 2 should provide additional long-term stability to rates. The plant is currently in the testing phase, transitioning from oil to coal. Full commercial operation is expected by the end of the year.
All right, when we come back, cakes and desserts were being auctioned today at noon at the meeting of the Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce, and for good reason, as United Way kicked off their annual fundraising campaign. Also in our weekly health report, new research suggests outdoor air pollution is leading to premature deaths each year. We'll investigate the facts. Stay with us. And welcome back. The United Way of the Tanana Valley kicked off its annual campaign today at the Greater Fairbanks Chamber of Commerce weekly member luncheon. Each year, United Way sets out to raise funds for its 21 member agencies, and they have lofty goals for 2015.
Bill and Meadow Bailey are serving as this year's campaign co-chairs and were today's featured speakers. Last year's campaign raised $1.2 million, with more than $730,000 coming from 1,800 individual donors. Heading into today's kickoff, $60,000 had already been raised. That total grew this afternoon as today's cake auction brought in over $6,000, including matched contributions. Fundraising goal for 2015 is $1.4 million.
We are honored to be part of this campaign, and announcing this goal, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of excitement attached to this goal, and it's because of the services that the people receive. This $1.4 million is just not a number that's in a line item or a bank account. It is directly tied to the services, the faces, the people.
The city of North Pole has reported that local water wells in their jurisdiction have tested negative for chemicals that were recently detected in Moose Creek water wells. Perfluorooctane sulfonate, or PFOs, is a contaminant that was first detected at test sites on Eielson Air Force Base last year and later found to be beyond the base's boundary and in the community of Moose Creek. PFOs is a human-made compound formerly used in firefighting foam and other products. The chemical could have adverse health effects for humans that drink it. The city of North Pole will test its public water wells regularly to protect the quality of water.
Those tests came back negative, which is a good thing. Very happy to hear that. We were, 95% sure that there was no issue there, but it was good to be able to at least say that we've tested for it, and we're going to continue to test regularly to make sure our water supply is safe.
A new dinosaur, which only lived in Alaska, is being recognized in a paper published by researchers at the University of Alaska Museum of the North. The animal's bones were found nearly half a century ago on the North Slope, but scientists have now determined the fossils are from a duck-billed dinosaur different from those which already existed. Its long name comes from an Inupiaq word meaning ancient grazer. More than 6,000 bones of the specific species have been collected from a site near the Colville River. The creature lived in forests and survived months of darkness at a time. Earth Science Curator at the Museum of the North, Pat Druckenmiller, says around 13 total dinosaurs were believed to live in northern Alaska.
These dinosaurs were living as far north as land is known to have existed throughout the entire age of dinosaurs. So it really tells us at one fundamental level that dinosaurs were capable of living in the most extreme environments on the planet at that time. And right there, when you can study an animal in the extremes of its environments, tells you a lot about things like its physiology and growth rates.
People living in interior Alaska know about particulate pollution and health issues from it. A new study says it's a worldwide problem, as Monty Bone reports in this week's health report.
New research suggests outdoor air pollution leads to over 3 million premature deaths each year around the world, and authors predict that could double by 2050 if air quality controls are not put in place. Dr. Shamita Khatri said the study reinforces that air pollution has serious consequences.
People who otherwise wouldn't have died younger are dying younger because of particle matter pollution in the air.
Anyone that lives in Fairbanks has to deal with smoke in the summer and pollution in the winter, PM 2.5. Experts believe the particles get into the body and cause inflammation, which impacts health.
The fact that what we're doing in our own homes is the largest pollutant in the world is eye-opening and mind-boggling. And it makes us pause to think, what can I do? Or what can we as nations do? Or what can we as responsible industries do to try and reduce this problem?
Complete results of the study can be found in the journal Nature. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
The Health Report is brought to you by the Ear, Nose, and Throat Clinic, located in the Medical Dental Arts Building, and by Interior Women's Health, located on 1626 30th Avenue.
All right, Joe Cook is up next with this week's Nanook Corner.
The hockey team is the focus today as their season is about to start.
Also, the Fairbanks Roller Girls will have their season opener this weekend as well.
All right, all that and more with Joe Cook after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here with the local Tuesday Sportscast. The Alaska Nanook hockey season officially begins this weekend. But before the puck drops on the blue-gold game on Saturday, this team tells us why last year was just a preview for the main feature this season. The past is the past for the Alaskananics, and this team is anxious about what the future holds this year. Last season, the team won 19 games, the most in the Dallas-Ferguson era. They also had a winning record against the #1 team in the country and finished on an 8-game unbeaten streak, which was the best in college hockey. But they were banned from the postseason. But the postseason is available for Alaska this year. The Nooks were picked to finish 5th in the WCHA. They want to show the conference they're back.
You know what? This year is about proving everybody again. We got to prove to ourselves that we deserve to be a top team in this league. You know, there's things that we need to get better at in order to be successful in this league and finish in first place or finish in that top third. So that you can host the playoffs, is that you've got to have consistency throughout your season. We're not there yet. We're just getting, like you say, just getting focused in on that game one, and but we had a good start today, so I feel good about it, and let's make tomorrow better.
I think it's a big excitement. I mean, that NCAA ban last year really hampered our season, so we're excited to get back in the postseason and work hard to get back there.
Preseason WCHA Co-Player of the Year Tyler Morley and the 6-member senior class will help lead a team of promise and the potential to be great.
I think we got a good senior class here with us. All 6 of us are ready to lead and lead by example, and I think they've done a very good job of carrying the freshmen and the sophomores and juniors, and we got good leaders in our juniors and sophomores too, so I think everyone's kind of helped out the freshmen. The freshmen feel part of the team already, and that's a good sign.
Alaska also has 8 freshmen. Defenseman Nicholas Koberstein and the freshman class are taking in all the advice they can so they can make an immediate impact.
You watch all these older guys, they didn't get here by not putting in extra time, and I'm always going to take the opportunity of that, as same with all the other guys. I talk with all the older guys, the seniors, the juniors, the sophomores. They all show you the ropes. They know what it takes to get to that next level, and this is a high-paced game. You always need to be putting in extra time to be able to make improvements during this time.
The Alaskananics kick off the season this Saturday night at 7 p.m. at the Patty Center in the annual and festive Blue Gold game. After that, UAF hosts Mount Royal on Sunday, October 4th for the season opener.
Nanook Corner, brought to you by Sports Medicine Fairbanks.
And Monday night, the Lathrop Malamutes flag football team logged their 5th shutout. The Malamutes defeated the North Pole Patriots 22-0 on the road. North Pole was without 4 starters on offense. McKellen Spiller of Lathrop capped off the defensive performance with the pick 6 to end the game. The pleasant pair of Zadie Bell Sanchez and Carly Fitzgerald also scored for Lathrop. The Mutes improved to 5-1, while the Pats dropped to 2-4. Now the Malamutes will take their 5-game winning streak on the road this weekend. Today it was announced that Lathrop will travel to Anchorage. Lathrop will be the first interior flag football team to ever play an Anchorage team. The Malamutes will play Bartlett and Service for a Friday doubleheader. The Bartlett Golden Bears are 1-8 on the year. Service defeated Chugiak in their last game. They have a 5-4 record. Tavi Parker had 3 touchdowns in the win for the Cougars. The Bartlett game is at 4 p.m. The Service game is at 6 o'clock. Both games will be at Bartlett High School this Friday. This Saturday night is one of, if not the biggest date of the year for the Fairbanks Roller Girls, a nonprofit organization, and the Breast Cancer Detection Center. Saturday, starting at 6:30 inside the Carlson Center, is the 4th breast bout ever. A portion of the proceeds goes towards BCDC, and all those monies are used for various programs, initiatives, and services for Fairbanksans and Alaskans all over the state. The bout is the season opener for our local roller derby team, and the Breast Bout Ever kicks off the season for BCDC events. There will be rollers coming from all over the state as well. A new change is that the Roller Girls program and other local teams have combined into one team this year, similar to how Roller Derby and BCDC team up for a great cause.
It's been a major thing for us that we look forward to every year. It's right before our main fundraiser of the year, which is our gala fair that's coming up October 3rd. We're trying to bring awareness of breast cancer, and all the pink and door prizes that we do for people that wear pink at the event. It's all just bring awareness.
Really, we're excited to start playing again, get everybody excited about roller derby and coming out and seeing us. So we just want to put on the best event that we can, and teaming up with BCDC, it's really fun because it's also a kickoff to Breast Cancer Awareness Month of October, and it's just a big collaboration now that we've been doing it a couple years. I think people look forward to the event.
And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for watching. Mike Schultz is next with your 4-weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News for Tuesday night. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about the weather. The clouds moved in this afternoon after having lots of sunshine this morning, but they should be moving out again this afternoon, and tomorrow looks really nice. before the weekend. We'll tell you about that. It looks a little iffy right now. Our photograph taken by Gary Kahlberg. He was on the Dalton Highway September 10th. And you can imagine by now that the snow level has dropped all the way down, I'm sure. But a beautiful photograph there, just very majestic mountains in the background. And as always, if you have a photograph to share, please send it to photos@ktbf11.com. Your numbers look like this. Today's high, only 39 degrees. The low last night, 34. The record high was 73. That was in 1995. In 1992, what a cold year that was. 12 degrees for the record low that night. Sunrise and sunset, 12 hours and 18 minutes. That's a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. On our satellite and radar, again, the only activity really happening across southeast Alaska, some scattered showers and even steady periods of rain there. Nothing going on across the central sections. Over the northwest part of the state, things are fairly clear, although there's a cloud band moving in. And over the southwest, things look pretty good too. The overall big picture, there's the rain over southeast Alaska around Ketchikan, 51 degrees there. Cloudy skies at Juneau and just mainly lots of sunshine around the Anchorage Bowl, 55. Same thing for Kodiak Island, 50 degrees there. A little cooler at Cold Bay, 44. Up and down the west coast from Bethel to Nome, temperatures right around the low 40s. Across the north slope to the Barrow area, 29 degrees and cloudy skies. Also cloudy skies today at Fort Yukon, only 34 degrees for their high there. Lower 48 weather, again, we're looking at very warm temperatures over the southwest, 97 degrees at Las Vegas and Phoenix. It's cooled down considerably around the San Francisco area, 86 and 81 at Salt Lake City and Denver. Another hot day in Dallas, 94. Showers around the Minneapolis area, nothing really severe, just some very good rainfall. And over the rest of the deep south, looking at some showers and thunderstorms in New Orleans and Miami, and over the northeast, temperatures in the low 70s around New York. On the satellite and radar, you can see those showers I was talking about around the Minneapolis area. They are just really not concerned with anything heavy. The activity that we are looking at is a lot of moisture moving in across the southwest, bringing with it the possibility of flash flooding going on there. And the overall outlook for tomorrow is calling for more activity moving on. Some of that tropical moisture was coming across the southwest will be working its way into the central portions of the country with flooding potentials in places like the Dakotas right on down into Iowa. And the overall outlook for the jet stream is calling for, once again, very warm and humid conditions coming across much of the south with warm temperatures across to the west. Time once again for our kids' weather. And tonight, as we're talking this week with our favorite kids from the Badger Road Elementary School, we're talking with a young lady. She has a very nice picture that she wants to share.
This is my weather picture, and I'm Bailey, and I'm in Miss Cook's class. And this is my weather story. Me and my dad were going to get food for our family, and when we were coming into North Pole, we saw lightning when the snow was falling, and I had a frowny face on, and my dad smiled at me and looked at me, and I still had the frowny face on.
Nice picture, Bailey. And as always, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for helping us out with our kids' weather and for serving the interior for 50 years. Tomorrow, we'll have a young man here with a weather question to ask us. All right, speaking of weather, here's what's going on across the northern sections tomorrow of Alaska. Flurries at Barrow, rainy skies in Nome, and snow showers for Fort Yukon. In the southern and southeastern sections of Alaska, mostly sunny skies in Fairbanks and partly cloudy skies at Delta, cloudy skies for Haiti, while over the southeast, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies for Juneau. Rain showers will continue in the Ketchikan area. To the southwest, it looks like a chance of rain in Cold Bay and Bethel, sunny skies at Kodiak, and over the south central regions, lots of sunshine expected. Over all the viewing areas there, 54 degrees for the high in Valdez. And our forecast for the remainder of the night, well, we're looking at cloudy and cool, 28 degrees. Then the clouds will be clearing out overnight with lots of sunshine expected tomorrow with a high of 42 degrees. And the extended forecast, look at this. We're looking at Thursday, clouds coming back in, a chance of snow and rain for Friday into Saturday and Sunday. And then maybe just a little bit of rain chance as a little warmer temperatures come back in. But by middle of next week, it could be really interesting. But we're not going to get that far ahead. However, we are talking about the possibility of seeing our first measurable snow, possibly.
What are we talking here?
Next Wednesday.
No, I mean, like, are we talking snow sticking?
1 to 3 inches. Mm-hmm. But that's a long ways off. It's only Tuesday, guys. Things change, but long range Just going to get ready and get prepared, that's all.
So that snow will mix with the dirt and it'll become snert. That's right. We made up that.
Well, we're going to have snow and rain Friday, so what's the name?
Snaim?
Yeah, Snaim.
Yeah, okay. Very good. You got that stuff?
These guys, I tell ya.
Okay, that'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, facing pressure, presidential candidate Hillary Clinton says she is against the Keystone Pipeline. That's up next with Lester Holt.
All right, join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online, of course, anytime at webcenter11.com.
Okay, from all of us here at the News Center, have a great night.